Many challenges lie ahead for this new society, but if it meets them, it could rise to become a true contender for this patch of the Undergrowth.
Hello. Good job I spotted that. Right. So if I turn that down a bit. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn it down. Got my speakers up loud. Okay, so what's going on? We're working on free play enemy colonies. Now I've got to the point where I can get the enemy colonies spawning. You're right, the Clary Scientist, because you have your back. However, getting them doing something is a bit more tricky. So the way enemy colonies work on 3 on 3.1, I'm basically going to be copying that style of enemy colony. So in order to do that, we're going to actually take a look at 3.1. Now, getting it doing clever stuff is going to be quite a long way off. But I reckon I can get some form of basic enemy colonies in with relative ease. But let's have a look anyway. Actually, rather than looking at 3.1, it might be easier for me to take a look at babysitting. Although babysitting doesn't do everything that an enemy colony is doing. We are sort of working on the AI, yes. Although these initial versions, much like 3.1, are going to be... Oh, it's afternoon here. It's nearly 2. These initial versions are going to be quite simple. So they're going to... Alright, let's have a look in the enemy nest. The enemy nest in 3.1 is so small. Okay, so these I think are the important bits. So easy AI, standard AI, insane AI. So it's hard AI there. So what are these? These are their sequence bot data supplements. What are these two? Don't know what these two are. Okay, so have a quick look in the level blueprint. There's all sorts going on here. Just want to see if these are mentioned there or whether they're mentioned somewhere else. But these represent different setups underground. So the idea is here we can all right, stopping myself sneezing. That didn't work. Back in a sec. Pathetic hay fever. Right, and the pollen count's way up today. Really nice weather today. Hoping to spend some time in the garden after work. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a bit funny because I'm going to need to change the setup based on what species you are. So there needs to be some sort of thing that goes through and says, no, these rooms are no longer leafcutter major or whatever, or no longer standard soldier. They're all wood ants or something like that. It's gonna be an interesting one because I think I'm basically adding in an extra layer of setup. So I'm going to set up the setup objects, which is great. Not initially, no. Liam was working on a properly randomized thing at one point, but that was work in progress a while ago, and it's we'll get there is what I'm saying. We'll get there, but don't expect it to be soon. Things like that take a lot of planning, a lot of work to get right. Liam was investing heavy amounts of time into that before we switched gears to get the leafcutter update out, and he doesn't want to go back to it yet. I think because it's just a massive time sink, the full AI. So at the minute, I'm basically going to come up with an AI which follows a scripted build underground. Maybe it's got a choice of different ones, but if it's essentially going to follow a scripted build underground. Now corridors, I don't know how they work. Liam's got pre-dug tiles here. Oh, and he's done it. Shouldn't have done that. He's essentially referred to tiles by their object, which you're not meant to do, because if anything ever changes the tile grid, those objects will all go missing. You have to put them all back in. So that's the setup that this one's gone for. So probably gonna have to go with pre-dug tiles and rooms. I mean, it'll look fine by the time you get to the enemy colony, but essentially they'll start with a lot of tiles dug out. But I'm not going to Yeah, they're just all the pre-dug tiles. I'm... It's very risky doing that. Okay. Right, so I want to find out where these are used. I want to see if they're used in here or elsewhere. Okay, so yeah. Right, a lot of the AI is built directly into the level here, so I'm going to need to lift it and put it into a separate thing. But we'll deal with that later. For now, we're just going to try and get this working. Okay. So I'm going to take one of these, because they're already set up. Copy it across to my level. That's not what I meant. Copy it across into the dunes. And then I'm going to try and ram it into the AI controller. Okay, so I'm just going to start with one each. But I'll set up systems to be able to have multiple. And they've got to be based on the undergrounds that they're in. They've also got to take into account the underground critters. There's a lot to take into account. It's an raptor. Okay, so I'm trying to envisage this now. Work out how this is going to work. So what I might need to do here is I might need to create a slot for it in... Is there anything that's free play only? Okay, so I'm going to create a slot for it in the tile grid. So essentially, these need to be referenced somewhere. I'm just going to delete all the pre-dug tiles because they're referencing tiles that aren't even on this level. So that's a recipe for a crash. Whilst this is saving the map, I suppose I should prepare for the next bit, which is going to require me to be in Visual Studio. But I may as well go take a look there now, whilst that's saving. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is creating a slot for AI setups on the underground tile grids, because they are associated with the underground tile grids. Now, the AI setups themselves have a reference to the underground tile grid in them. However, I don't believe that's enough. I mean, if I take a look at the data supplement, I can have a look at what it does with that information, but my guess is it just uses it to reference it. Okay, so that's the underground tile grid there. Sequence bot Mark II data supplement. I think this is the data supplement, so yeah, so it's doing all sorts to the tile grid there. However, I'm going to need to check out this tile grid. We'll see. What's an AI level info? This must be to do with the AI. So these are build plans. It's currently IntelliSense is doing something, so it's figuring out. It's probably importing that. But essentially here we've got. I'm just going to wait for IntelliSense to finish. But essentially here I'm creating an object to hold these build plans in on a tile grid level. Wait around forever. Okay, so it's an array of those data supplements. Before I go anywhere, It's alright, the tile grid seems to have gone. Right. I'm gonna close the engine down and then rebuild it. But before I rebuild it, I'm going to make it put a random one into the AI when it makes it. Okay, so the AI the current setup of the AI is done in EOT in free play game mode, and this is where we spawn the controller for the computer. Now, before we set up the computer, we're going to pick a random build plan. And then I also need to change aspects of the build plan based on what species we're talking about. So what I will do is I'll probably run the build plans as if you're playing a leafcutter colony, because they've got the most options. Oh, but the raptors are going to be tricky as well. It's going to be tricky. Actually, I'll let it be set up first before I do that. So okay, I need to find the sequence bot. So it's a data supplement for it there, but I need to actually find the sequence bot. It's got a data supplement, but I'm wondering now whether it's actually got whether it's just extended from the base AI class in in the engine, which it might be. Which case is going to complicate things slightly. Oh, you're right, Half Nerd. Good to have you back. You haven't been in stream for a little while. I might need to do the grabbing from inside C++. So if that's the case, I'm going to just get this building then. Okay, so I still haven't actually made it take the setup from the tile grid yet. In fact, I haven't attached them to the tile grid either. But that's because I might need to do it in blueprints, but we'll have to see. But I need to take a look at the blueprint anyway now to understand the issue. Right. Whilst that's packaging, I'm just going to go get a coffee. Back in a minute. Does any of you happen to know how long the stream has been going already? How much have I missed? 41 minutes. It says at the top of my page. Ah, there was an error in my build. Okay. What have I errored? What have I errored with? There's a couple of warnings there. Is that an error? That's no use. What was the error? Tell me what the error is. Player pawns in / with freeplay game mode. Assigning what they used for assigning bot brains. Yes, that's what we're doing at the minute. We're assigning bot brains. The pawns are always there. It's built this time. Don't know why it failed first time. So basically a pawn is a controllable thing that can be controlled by a human or a bot. And this is me finding a pawn to put a bot's brain in. Based on what colony ID they were assigned. These first bots are going to be quite simple. Can't remember what I was hoping to check. Oh yeah, I need to give them a build plan, like a construction plan. That's what I was trying to do before, but it didn't look like there was a C++ version of the bot's brain. Takes ages to get the engine running these days. Loading so many symbols. Still opening. Something interesting in nature is how dumb individuals do smart things together, like ants adapting their behaviour based on pheromone signal. They become smarter superorganisms. Yeah, it's amazing how simple ants are, but just by following set rules, based on responding to strengthening pheromone trails, they do become like an organism themselves. I mean, at a base level, everything's simple. It just gets more complicated the more the more on and offs there are. And in a way, an ant colony acts like a bit like a brain, in that something that gets positively reinforced gets more resources diverted to it. Right, the crazy scientist. Not much. You've basically missed me waiting for the engine to build. Oh yeah, and Huff's right. I did impart the meaning of life a second ago. Turns out it's to grow ant colonies. Who'd have thought? Based on sheer number, that's probably correct. Certainly one of the more successful life forms. So I'm just checking the progress. Always does this. It gets stuck at 73% opening. With some exceptions. See ant mills. Yes, ant mills are brilliant. Ants will just walk in a circle until they die. Because they're just strengthening the... As they rotate, they strengthen the pheromone. So they're sure there's something tasty at the end of this circle. Something important. All right, Danny Young, good to have you with us. To be honest, the past 15 minutes of me has been me staring at the screen. I'm just hoping the game will make itself if I keep staring. If I stare hard enough at the screen, the game might start programming itself. taking longer than normal. The hungry spider level is very difficult. It's up. It should be up for a few more days yet. I'm not I'm not entirely sure how much it will have been affected by the changes to Ubers. I'm wondering if something's gone wrong with the engine because it's stuck at 73%. Looks very stuck to me. Spider level is like Dark Souls. Right. So the Uber Spider... Oh, the engine's actually nearly open, I think. Amazingly... It's taking an amazing amount of time this time. Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls. Still stuck at 73%. Maybe we should play the Hungry Spider level, see how far I can get. That way I can test the balance on it. Yeah, okay. We'll test the balance on the Hungry Spider level, shall we? See where we are.
Tucked away in a dark corner of the world, this wolf spider hungers. Its appetite is insatiable, and there lies a feast of creatures nearby. It will liquidize the flesh and suck the juices of its many victims.
Right. There isn't, as far as I'm aware, you can do either build. So there's two builds that are viable in this. One of them is a bite build, and the other one is a slow build. I think they're both viable. Let's devour, right? Yeah. I think I'll go for the Venom Strike build. So the point of Venom Strike is to put as many points as you can into Venom Strike. Then secondary is crippling venom. Then third is devour. Although I think you do need to put some points into devour. Earlier. Oh, looks like the game's struggling to run. Hang on. Yeah, it's running really jumpy for some reason. I don't think I can change it mid-game. Oh, I know why it's running really jumpy. The engine will have opened. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll close the engine for now. We're sticking with play testing this for now. Oh dear. Ah, go away. 1 second, my I'll free up some more resources by closing Visual Studio as well. Okay. We'll see how this does. This build should be viable. If it's not, I need to do some more. I need to do some fixes. Something wrong with my stream upload because it's actually running relatively smoothly on my screen. Hang on, I might know what the problem is. If I drop the frame rate cap to 30, see if that helps. That helped. Yeah, that's a lot smoother. Okay, basically the stream was streaming at 30. Let's round these guys up. Then we need to put some more points into Devour. I swear this used to run better. I suppose I haven't streamed it before. The mouse controls have gone worse, I swear. Like, that is just terrible. I have to try and not hold down any buttons. And the projectiles as well. Okay, there's a couple of issues. I mean, the projectiles are connecting correctly, but their arc's definitely not right. I'm going to need to put a point into Devour next. So Devour's not healing me enough. This is harder than I remember. Am I taking on the wrong thing? No, this should be right. Black ants are fine to start with. I think the mole cricket is harder than the black ants. Oh god. Oh my god for that. Okay, Devour definitely needs a point. Huh. Oh no, it did hit. It did connect. sort out that projectile. I don't know why it's completely invisible. Right, I should be making notes as I'm going here. Okay, so projectile. Stupid pen. Not visible. Mouse controls need improving. The way it works is a bit funny because it uses markers. Like it just if you hold down the mouse, it's literally rapidly placing markers in the background because they just set it up as kind of a bit of a trick. Praise the sun. What key is it to get rid of that? Maybe. Maybe it's the increased fall off of damage against black ants that's making it a bit harder. Possibly, yeah. That's a good point. The AoE damage has been reduced against black ants. They've got AoE resistance now. I don't think the pool will have been affected by the damage drop off because that's only been used on specific things. But you are right in that respect. That the black ants will certainly be taking less damage. Just looks to me like the wrong projectile's being used. Oh, hang on. There was a change to how the projectiles are handled, I think. So yeah, that might have done that. Don't want to take on a crab yet. This build is, although it's a little bit more fiddly in certain areas, it is definitely better for taking on large groups. But towards the end, your AoE is so large. I think it's more difficult at the beginning. Right. I'm not sure whether I'm powerful enough to do this yet, so we'll see. Yeah, I am. The point change as well might have made a difference. Did I change the point value? I can't remember if I did. I might not have done. Huh. I always find you with Devil's Coach Horse so dangerous because one hit with the acid spray. Yeah. If you get hit at the wrong point with the acid spray, it can just wipe you out. I mean, you can get into a rhythm with it, so you kind of get towards it, let its acid spray trigger. Although I made changes as well to randomize attacks, so it might be less predictable to know when his acid spray is coming. So that might have made it harder. I think the Ubers themselves should be slightly easier because they've got reduced stats than they used to have. But not necessarily because of other things that are in play. So they should have slightly less health and do slightly less damage, I think. Although not the spider. I think the spider might do more damage. Ooh. God, I don't know. Funny how you can dodge those attacks. To be fair, the wood ants, the shooting wood ants have so little health. I think even I can bite them to death. Yeah, one bite deals with them. So there was a as you get bigger as well, you get faster. The keyboard controls work really well in this, but it's just the mouse ones, they're just terrible. can't really. It's much harder to kite. This build. It shouldn't be too difficult until I get to the tiger beetle Uber. I think that's the worst one. Well, it's not the worst one. The spider's horrific as well. In fact, I think the spider's easier with the other build. It's easier with the bite build because as long as you got food nearby, you can kind of just stand in its attacks. Whereas the build I've gone for, you have to keep it slowed. As soon as it breaks its slow, you're pretty much doomed. Oh. Right, Smiles 2019. Yeah, I'm just doing a balance pass. I was trying to work on free play Colonies, but it was taking so long to open the engine. And people were talking about the Hungry Spider level, so I just thought I should have a look at the balance of it because stuff's changed in the game. And here we are, running through the level, making sure it's still doable. I suspect I'll die somewhere around the tiger beetles area because you got to be so careful in that area. One of the hermit crabs has made it this far. Some enemies in this are bound to like points, so they've got to stay near an area, but not all of them. Some of them are given the opportunity to just roam around freely. Something you'll notice is that enemies lose complete track of you as soon as you've got out of line of sight. So they're heading towards me there. As soon as I leave line of sight, they lose track. Something to note about the slow build as well is it works in tandem. So the slow additionally increases damage done by the by Venom Strike. Yeah, there's actually a Christmas Hungry Spider level as well that was just in the beta, but it's completely unbalanced. It needed a lot more work, which is why it never made it into the. Well, we were nowhere near ready when it came out. But next year, I'll make sure it's had a good balance pass before we get to Christmas. Who knows? We might even be out of lockdown by then. Right, so I'm probably... Let's clean up these couple of enemies that are up here first. Yeah, I'm probably on the Hermit Crabs now. So the Hermit Crabs are really just a lesson in patience. Particularly with the slow build. I think I should probably check that this isn't being hit by the radial damage drop-off thing. It shouldn't be. Well, give me 1 second, I'm just going to note that down. Check Venom strike not hit by radial damage drop off. Oh, it's gone mad. Okay, it stopped going mad. Just it registered my mouse button has gone down but not coming back up. See if I can group them together. 3 is enough. 3's a crowd. I think if I do get another level up via these crabs, it's going to go into Devour. So I think I need the health regen at the minute, particularly when I'm going into battle with an Uber. Looks like it's going to make me put points into Devour anyway. Three is too many in the same place nowadays. Yes, very true. These hermit crabs are not practicing social distancing. Call the police. Don't want to engage with Uber just yet. Thankfully it's pretty much blind is the hermit crab. Oh, there we are. Didn't even see me then. The Venom strike must not they must not be able to see you. They mustn't go into combat with you. Maybe add a level on the skills so you can see what they are, what they're at. Well, just written on them. I mean, you can if you hover over them. 775. I reckon there's something gone wrong with the Venom strike, which means it can't see me. Oh, it was definitely after me then. So you're meant to be able to pull with your with crippling venom. It's meant to do a tiny amount of damage, but it doesn't seem to be doing so. Another one to look at. So crippling venom is basically no longer putting you in combat. Anyway, let's begin. Now, from memory, when you take on the spiders, you do so around level 27, or the final spider at least. So that'll be worth keeping an eye on. Moving on. Some places the war against COVID-19 has caused ceasefires to prevent the spread of the disease. Is this the war to end wars? COVID-19 is a cover-up for something else. Like, oh crap, we did something horribly bad. Just release the secret virus. That'll distract the world. Maybe they should call it COVID-19. Ha. Those things hit hard, don't they? Right. Get in there. Can't see the UV yet. Maybe we should make a separate achievement for completing it with different builds. So like complete the Hungry Spider level with a bite level higher than, I don't know, 8 or 9. And then one for complete the Hungry Spider level with Venom Strike level higher than. Might be worth doing because it gives people a reason to replay it in a different way. There it is. There's the mother. Slow didn't seem to affect it. Not nearly as much as I'd have liked. Wasn't? Oh, there's its spray. Thankfully, it takes it a minute to actually do the spray. It gives me time to. See, I can tank its hits apart from the spray. So as long as I move for the spray, we should be golden. Oh no! I got. It's alright. Ah, she wasn't that bad. That might be because I've nerfed that ability. Ah, got again. Getting complacent. There we go. Maybe it was 37 I was thinking. I don't know. Yes, certain Ubers do are resistant to certain effects. You are absolutely right. In fact, that's one of the other changes I made. Was I redesigned them so they work well against certain types of enemy. So some of them that, for example, designed to work well against wood ants will have very high venom resistance. Just got to watch that stun, because if you get stun locked here, it's just over. Even the little ones can stun lock you if you're not paying attention. If you get hit by two little ones and a big one, I think you're pretty much lost. Just because of the amount of stun you get. Nothing down there, is there? No. What levels do I have for the abilities? That one's level 10, that one's level 9, that one's level 7. From what I remember, last time I tried to complete it, I pretty much do it in that order. So always that one, then always that one, then that one third. Apart from a couple of times I increased that higher. And then right at the very end, on the way to the final spider, I put more into Devour. Just because against the final spider you need good chunks of healing going on. But we'll see. This might not even work. That said, the slow doesn't seem to be being as effective as I need it to be. So I might put some more points into slow. What's it on in a minute? It's currently doing 130% slow. In this area I found line of sight to be incredibly valuable because it can save your life. I think the ones here have quite a wide area that they can walk, so be careful. Imperative I don't pull more than a couple at a time. Well, there's one. Even one of those tiger beetles is scary. No, 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 no. Line of sight, line of sight. There we go. That's how you get them off your trail, you line of sight them. Come on. Really see the crippling venom extra damage when you do it like that. As soon as I hit with crippling venom, it like doubles the rate of death. Particularly at this point. Come on. No. Yeah, that's fine. That's one. Okay. Okay. How many more? Can't be that. There's definitely at least 2 more big ones left. Damn it. Looks like it's 3 actually. And then there'll be the Uber as well. Right. The slow, actually, the enemies have a slow resistance, and it kind of the slow resistance minuses from the slow, which is why it doesn't appear to be affecting things. Like, it's certainly not doing 100% and 4% slow to them, because they're not going backwards. But so the extra 14% slow I added there might make all the difference. Might make them slow enough to be manageable. That's one. Yeah, see, it's made a huge difference to how much they're slowed. There's the Uber. Don't see any others. Alright, looks like it's Uber time. Uber time. Come on, Uber. Come up here. I think its most powerful attack is the one where it kind of gnaws left and right in this. I think that attack does a lot more damage than anything else it's got. So if it starts doing that, you want to back out of it. There's also something you can start doing with the Venom, which is doubling it up. So once its cooldown gets to a certain point, you can actually lay down a Venom, then put a second one on top of it, so you actually end up doing twice as much damage again through the pool. I don't know. Bug caused the ants to drown inside the nest entrance in 2-2 on the last day. that also have happened on this level with the water on the ground? I don't think so, because this level the water's not, it's fake, so it hasn't got the ability to drown at all. Does this water? It's literally just visual. Okay, so spider next then, isn't it? Okay. Right, I'm going to put a point in. I'm going to put a couple of points into devour to increase the to increase my healing. Oh, where am I going? Right, okay. Spotted a couple of red dots over the left there, so I'll probably go for them first. Okay. Right, so the key to this bit was always to make sure the opponent's slowed in this build. So having the hats on really helps as well, because they're a lot more visible. Obviously these are just the piddly ones. Oh god, no, they're the medium ones. Oh, sugar!
The spider gorged itself.
I didn't realise they were the big ones. What level was I?
Gluttony. Its bloated corpse will now feed the very creatures it sought to consume.
What level was I? Anyone see? $38. Right, let's open it in the engine. See what I can do. Bike Bill for the win. Right. I'm going to cheat by opening it in the engine, giving myself enough points to get to level 38. And see if I can carry on from there. I've only got 10 minutes, so I might not actually have time to do this. I was going on about the hats making them more visible, and I think the hats actually made me think they were the little ones. So in the end, it actually made them less visible. Oh, the irony. Threat generation. Okay, so threat generation comes into targeting. It's kind of just a slight thing. There's not actually that many creatures that have it, but there are a couple. If I go into creature, So here we're in... That's random enemy within range. I don't want to be in here. So that's where... Oh, hang on. Let me... Okay. So here's where threats applied. So when an ability is triggered, it includes basic attacks. Threat. Your threat increases. Stream mucked up there. So your threat increases up to a maximum of 1. Now, one of the and it ticks down over at a rate of 0.1 per second. So if you have maximum threat, 10 seconds later you'll have none. Now, it's used in random enemy within range. But I think that's only used for ranged creatures like wood ants. And basically it's sorted by threat. So the more threatening creatures will be targeted, will be much more likely to targeted, but I still think that's only wood ants. Yeah, I should update that stat sheet. Right, there was... It used to do something along the lines of reduce... I might need to talk to Liam about it. used to do something along the lines of reduce the number of like the reduce the equivalent distance. So it actually made certain enemies look closer than they were. However, I think Liam changed it. I'll bring it up with him, make sure it's still operating. But essentially, it's meant to increase the chance that you'll target that creature. Although at the minute it looks like it might only be working for ranged creatures or those that use random enemy within range. Anyway. Right, I think I'm going to have to leave it there. It's been streamed for a couple of hours now. I'm going to get on with this trying to get enemy colonies in. Hopefully next time, so I'll stream again on Wednesday. Hopefully on Wednesday we'll be able to get. I'm not even sure if you can see me because it looks to me like the stream's messing up. But anyway, hopefully next Wednesday. We can do some more visual stuff. But anyway, I'm going to have to end the stream there. Hopefully you can still see me because my playback of the stream looks like it's just buffering. Oh, it does look like you can see me there. You have a nice weekend as well. Enjoy, if you've got a back garden, enjoy it in your back gardens. Stay home and stay safe. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Yeah, thanks very much for joining me. See you next time.